After finishing a bowl of hot chicken noodle soup, you and your partner slip into your cozy pajamas and settle underneath your bed's thick blankets, bracing for February's winter chill. Just as sleep begins to take hold, you are suddenly jolted awake by your video alarm at 12:30 a.m. You see that your sow Maxine has given birth to 2 slick piglets, and they are now wobbling around the pig ring. You rouse your partner, and together you rush outside to check on Maxine and her piglets. Upon arrival, the piglets seem healthy, but as 30 minutes pass and no other piglets come out, you grow concerned for Maxine as her breathing grows heavier. As your partner calls the emergency vet, you then know that this situation is far from over. This story is one of the many difficulties that farmers can experience. Today, I'm going to inform you about the slow death of the farming industry through the various challenges that they are currently experiencing. Some of you may know very little about the farming industry, and I hope that this speech will help broaden your knowledge as to what it takes for a farmer to get their food to your table. Some of you may know quite a bit about the farming industry, and for that, I welcome your expertise. You and I will instead take a deep dive into the nuances of these challenges that farmers face. Though I didn't grow up on a farm, I do have a deep passion and respect for farming thanks to Clarkson's Farm. This TV series has shown me how heart, humor, and hardship all intertwine in regards to modern-day agricultural practices. I have also performed research through various scholarly articles, books, and newspaper articles to understand the complexities of these challenges that we are about to discuss. Today, we will discuss the economic, labor, and environmental challenges that farmers face. The economic challenges farmers face are by no means modest. A recent study in 2024 shows that if you were a new farmer and wanting to invest in equipment to get started that was gently used, it could cost you up to $1.6 million to get everything you need to just get started. Repairing farming equipment is also by no means cheap. Farmers must essentially be their own electrician, plumber, and engineer in regards to be able to mitigate these costly repairs. There's also the cost of seed, fertilizer, pesticides, livestock maintenance, and land maintenance. In the 2015 news article, Up or Down, Just Keep Farming, states that we are seeing a downturn in crop prices and no immediate improvement on the horizon. On the screen, you will see a graph that shows the gross farm income, production expenses, and net income starting from 2004. As of 2024, the average yearly profit for farmers is $30,000. Now that we have discussed the economic hardships farmers face, we will talk about the labor issues that they currently experience. One of the main forces in the labor industry for farmers is H-2A visa workers. These workers are foreign nationals that can come here from 1 to 3 years to the United States for seasonal agricultural positions if certified. These workers make up 17% of the farming industry in the United States. That's nearly 1/5 of the entire farming industry workforce. They work diligently through the field's strenuous labor conditions for as much as $7 to $15 an hour. H-2A visa workers, however, are difficult to keep long-term as they must leave the United States for 60 days in between each approved visa. On the screen, you will now see a graph that goes over the ratio of U.S. workers to documented workers to undocumented workers who make up the farming industry labor workforce. In the 2012 JSTOR article titled "The End of Farm Labor Abundance," we read, "The farm workers of tomorrow are growing up outside of the United States." There are also generational issues in the farming industry as many farmers are getting older and their bodies are no longer able to handle the intense labor that is required for farming. Young adults, however, have been told they must go to college to get a high-paying job, and given the fact that there are many physical and financial difficulties that farmers constantly experience, younger generations are simply not stepping forward to farm, despite how crucial farming is for our society. Now that we have talked about the farming labor issues, we will go over the environmental issues that currently are being experienced. Having the right amount of water for farming is like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. You need everything to be just right in order to have a successful farming year. Otherwise, an entire year's worth of work could go down the drain, just like that. Too little water will lead to your plants not being able to germinate in time, having reduced size, appearance, and nutrient content. If there's too much water, however, in the fields, then they will become flooded, you'll have delays for opportunities to plant, crops may become waterlogged, which can lead to root rot, stalk rot, sudden death syndrome, and other plant diseases. In the 2024 New York Times article titled "How the Shock of Catastrophic Floods is Changing Farming in Vermont," the director of the University of Vermont Extension, Roy Beckford, said since the flooding last summer inflicted an estimated $70 million in farm losses statewide, farmers have carried more debt. Another environmental challenge farmers experience are within the earth below. The intensity from high water, strong winds, or monocultural farming can lead to overtilling a field and therefore lead to erosion within the top layer soil, leading to reduced nutrients in the plants. Synthesized pesticides and fertilizer can also build up in the soil over time, which can harm the soil's fertility rates and the natural microorganisms in the soil. Today, we have discussed the economic, labor, and environmental challenges that farmers experience. You finally crawl out of the pig ring at 2 a.m. Your back aches from how long that you were crouched over for. Thanks to the vet's emergency guidance, Maxine now has 9 healthy piglets running around her pig ring. Your partner hugs you for warmth, and you feel the relief wash over you as you realize that this endeavor is finally over. You kiss their forehead and saunter back to the farmhouse. You both collapse into bed, boots barely off. Now bundled in the cozy blankets that even feel softer than before thanks to your exhaustion, you can finally drift to sleep in peace. American entertainer and social commentator Will Rogers said, "The farmer has to be an optimist, or he wouldn't be a farmer."